Namaste, I'm Brad Terrell. Welcome to another movepat video. This class and movepat episode, we're gonna focus on some chat transfers for beginners. So if you've been practicing some of the chat transfers in the other videos, you've been having a hard time with it, we're gonna look at a handful of modifications. And we're gonna look at some more beginner patterns for you to really focus on before moving to the complex patterns. As always, no equipment needed for our movepat. What we're gonna do to start is we're gonna look at all movements that we're going to attach to our chat transfers. I'm gonna look at them first, try and perform those movements, and then we'll see if we can get into the chat transfers so that we get comfortable with the movements moving in and out of the chat transfer, and then really focus in on the modifications for the chat transfer itself, okay? So when you're ready, just start here in a bear position. I'm going to try and show you as many angles here as possible. You're going to lift the knees off, hips above the knees, and we're going to work our way up to a bear kick. Now we're not going to practice this first movement or the bear kick in the chat transfers, but we really want to get in touch with these two movements before we start practicing any of the single knee drops or the knee drops altogether. So when you're ready, I want you to lift the knees off. And taking the left hand away, I'm already starting to drop my hip to the floor. Now, it's not one or the other. You should be feeling it simultaneously. As I reach back down for the floor, I want a little bit of power back into my bear. I'm already starting to pivot my feet. My hips are coming to the floor, and it's my hips coming to the floor that starts to allow my hand to pull off the floor. I'm going to keep control of my hand and keep it nice and close to my chin and my shoulder. Move back. Okay, so we'll see if we can try that one more time. 3 times to each side. Really get comfortable with this before we start moving with the bear kick. So pivot the feet, hips start to lower, pull left hand away, down, 3. Beautiful. Okay, now this next movement, all we're doing is extending the leg into our bear kick. So if you've practiced the bear kick before, great, but really try and follow this specific sequence and really try and focus on that power coming back into that bear position. So starting in our bear, slowly starting to pivot, and we're doing the exact same thing, although I'm extending the leg and I'm looking for power on the way back. So power back to bear, to the other side, slowly out and back to bear, okay? So nice and simple, keep it to 3 to each side when you're ready. Use your breath, power yourself back. Exhale back, inhale, extend. Beautiful. Okay, now maybe we could have went for a few more there. It's fantastic, but we want to save some energy, especially for our chat transfers. Now that we got the bear kick out of the way, although it is a great movement, now we're going to try and follow up with all the movements that we're going to try and add to our chat transfer. First movement is going to be a single knee drop position, and we're essentially just practicing the same thing from our bear kick. So from bear position first, allow the hips to fall. I'm extending leg, although my foot is going to be to the floor. Now from here, what I'm aiming to do is bring my left knee to the floor as my right knee bends. My heel is going to stay in position. If my heel keeps moving forward, that's a totally different movement, perhaps a little bit more advanced. The idea is to keep this heel grounded as I draw this knee to the floor, this knee bends, back to the other side, drop, to the other side, drop. Okay, so we'll see if we can perform this 3 to each side. And ironically, if you've practiced the chat transfer before, you can see what position I'm in right now. Right? So that's why these movements kind of go hand in hand. So 3 to each side. You can start with the single knee drop if you'd like. Move your way through bear. One more to each side. Beautiful. All right, the single knee drop, super fun transition that we're going to try in our chat transfer. Second movement that we're going to try is our double knee drop. So very similarly, we're going to move over to one side. I'm going to show you how that's done because both knees are going to try and touch the floor. And again, we're just staying in isolation here. We're not going to move through the chat transfer quite yet. I'm going to try and get comfortable with this first. So from bear, I don't necessarily need to extend my leg, but same thing is happening here. My hip comes down, hand comes out. I drop my foot. So I'm basically taking it out from underneath and placing it so that I'm almost like in a malasana type position. Okay, so from this position, I'm going to keep my hand down. It's going to support me as I try and push my knees to the floor. So I'm going to push. You might end up something like this where you're trying to push and you really can't get there. What you can do is just bring your hand a little bit more forward. See if you can pull yourself back. You might feel a little awkward with this at first, but just do your best. With time, with practice, it will come together, okay? So again, if you need to, just bring your hand a little bit closer, maybe just fingertips touching. Back, eventually you wanna go a little bit more forward. Okay, so aiming for about 3 to each side. You might still be working on your first one, that's okay. See if you can aim for anywhere between 3 to 5 to each side. Beautiful. All right. So again, all these movements are very, very similar. There are some movements that you can put in the chat transfer that you can't really pair them up with the single knee drop, the bear kick, or the double knee drop as well. But these are all really great patterns to start working on in the beginning. Once you get more comfortable with that, then you can start working on more complex movements. So starting with or continuing with our crab reach. It's a really great movement for hip extension and spinal mobility. So very similar, we're kind of pairing this movement with our single knee drop, double knee drop. Starting from bear, I'm going to take my hand out. I'm pretty much in that same malasana position, although my hand stays down. From here, I'm just going to come up and bear kick, or sorry, crab reach. Now my crab reach, if I'm feeling too much tension in my low back, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my heels lifted. As I find that hip extension, I'm going to lower and then move to the other side. If you can, eventually, and it's not necessarily more so a progression. I like to practice both, heels down and heels up. It's just a different feeling altogether. So I suggest you practice both, know which one you're about to practice, and see if you can feel the difference for yourself. but generally speaking, heels off the floor is going to be easier. You're gonna feel it throughout more of the spine. If you keep the heels down, you're gonna feel it more in the hips and your lumbar spine. So let's aim for about 5 to each side. So same sort of movement, coming in and out. See if we can go one more to each side. Beautiful. All right, so we're gonna take those 3 movements and try and apply them to our chat transfer. But before we do that, let's take a very close look at the chat transfer itself and see if we can maybe modify it for those who need it. All right, so we're gonna focus on one last movement, our wild thing from side to side, starting from a bear position. Now, there's a few different ways you can practice the wild thing in a stationary position. We're gonna practice it from our bear because, again, we're finding that fluidity from side to side, and you're actually kind of performing a bear kick, very, very similar position that we're using for the single knee drop as well. So bear position, I'm gonna kick or extend my leg, keep my heel down, and I'm gonna swing my arm over to, in this case, the right, my left arm over to the right. Really find that hip extension. Lower, bear, kick, swing the arm, and down, okay? So we'll see if we can practice this. Same thing, 5 to each side. Take your time, breathe through it, and feel comfortable with this before we start bringing it into our chat transfer. So 5 to each side when you're ready. Press those hips up. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you enjoyed it that much, please hit subscribe. It means a lot. And if you're someone who's looking to take their practice to that next level, whether you're a beginner looking to simply improve their practice, or even an advanced practitioner looking to fine-tune their practice, head over to B Movement Academy, my own online school of yoga and movement, where you can find all of my premium content and exclusive programs that will meet you every step of the way to meet any of those movement or mindfulness goals. Most light and love. Namaste.